Hey everybody. So now that we've watched the vocabulary video over Pemdas to warm up the olden memory, let's go ahead and make us a page in our math notebook that will help us to reference whenever we need to the order of operations when we are working with a problem. So you're going to need 2 pages for today. You're going to basically be opening up your notebook to a page that's got 2 blank spots. Now, I don't care if this is a 3-ring binder or if you are working in a spiral notebook. Either of those will work. You just need 2 sheets of paper next to each other, and you're going to want this in something that you are planning to keep. All right. So, at the top of your paper, I'd like you to write order of operations. So, order of operations. We'll put operations over here. So order of operations, or as we like to call it, PEMDAS. Now I'm going to start color coding here. And if you would like to color code with me, if you've got some markers at home, this might be a good time to use them. So just like in our song we just listened to, we're going to have some different things we can do here. So the P in PEMDAS stands for parentheses. Put a P with some parentheses around it. The E in PEMDAS stands for exponents. Put a little exponent 2 there just to help us remember. Squares are going to be the first exponent we deal with as well. Then it's going to be multiply and divide. That's going to be your M and your D. Multiply and divide. We'll talk about what that looks like here in a second. And then our last one, the A and the S are going to stand for add and subtract. So A-S, and that's going to be add, subtract. All right. So here's what we're going to be working with. Now, over on your left-hand side, I know it's silly, but I would like you to go ahead and write out the lyrics at the beginning of PEMDAS, and I'll do that with you. So, just so we remember, I've been first. And I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. Go ahead and do it over here again. Got my M and my D together. And then my A and my S. All right. So I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. So that's the first thing you need down there. I'm going to write out the rest of our lyrics. So, first comes parentheses. So we're going to do parentheses here in our red. And parentheses, if you can't see it there, is spelled P-A-R-E-N-T-H-E-S-I-S. So first comes parentheses. And we're going to say what that means. So if you see parentheses, put them in parentheses, or brackets. And they will look a little something like that. We work from the inside out. All right, so our first thing, again, first comes parentheses. So if you see a parentheses or bracket, work from the inside of that out. And you're going to follow the steps of PEMDAS inside that parentheses as you work. But do what's inside the parentheses first. All right, so first comes parentheses, then comes exponents. exponents, exponents. And these are symbols like the 2 in, we'll do 3 to the second power. And we'll talk about how to work through these actually coming up this week. So you don't necessarily need to know where the parentheses work, or the exponents work, how they work quite yet, although I'll go over it with you when we go through the problem here in just a second. But you don't need to know that so much because we'll be learning that this week. Just know that exponents will go next after your parentheses. So first comes parentheses, then comes exponents. And then we go multiply, divide. And we work left to right. So working and we'll talk about what that looks like here in just a second. Multiply, divide, and then last is add, subtract. And whichever one you come first, again, you're going to be working left to right. All right. So there are the steps of PEMDAS. These are the order of operations. So again, I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First comes parentheses. So if you see a parentheses or a bracket, you're going to work from the outside, from the inside out. And we'll talk about what that looks like here in just a second. Then comes exponents, like the symbol, like the superscript 2 in 3 to the second power. And we multiply, divide, working from left to right, and then add, subtract, working from left to right. Yeah, you notice. So let's see what this looks like together working over on this. We'll go on the next side of the page over here. So let's create a problem here that we can work through with PEMDAS. So let's see, we'll do 3. And then we'll make a all right, so now let's put in some PEMDAS here. Put parentheses around this. I'm going to make this guy green. All right, so I have 3 to the second power times the quantity 2 plus 7 minus 1, that quantity divided by 1. All right, so let's work this through with PEMDAS. So first things first, I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First comes parentheses. So we're going to do parentheses first. So we're going to rewrite our equation with everything minus these parentheses. So everything outside the parentheses we can actually work with first. So our 3 here. So we're going to multiply this through. All right, but we're going to work through this, and we're going to go left to right, working through our addition and subtraction. So we'll do 2 plus 7 first, which is 9, minus 1 would give us 8. Again, we did the addition first. Because we're going left to right, we're going to go to the first one we came to first. So we do the addition first. 2 plus 7 would be 9, minus 1 would give us 8. So there's our first step in solving this equation. Moving on. Now we're going to do our exponents. We're done with our parentheses. So now we're going to do our 3 times 2, or sorry, 3 to the second power, and that is just multiplying this number by itself with 2 factors. So basically 3 times 3. 3 times 3 would give me 9. So we'll go ahead and do him in this color so we remember that that's what we did. So now we've done our exponent. We can move on to our next step. Now we're going to multiply and divide left to right. So I have 9 times 8, which would give me 72. (72) divided by 1. Well, we're actually to our last step because we have a division here. We don't have any more add or subtract. We just have this division left. So 72 divided by 1 equals 72. And we are finished. So that's how PEMDAS is going to work. Again, you're first going to start with whatever is inside your parentheses. You're going to work your way from the inside, working out. We'll talk later about how brackets can be used along with parentheses to show 2 different sets of operations. But right now, let's just worry about the one. After our parentheses, we look for exponents. Again, exponents are a fancy word for something multiplied by itself as a factor a certain number of times. In this case, we had 3 times 3, which is 9. So then we did our exponents. Then we multiplied from left to right, or multiplied or divided from left to right, whichever we came to first. We had 9 times 8 first, which is 72. And then 72 divided by our 1. For the second divide, multiply, divide, we have no more add subtracts, so we're done. Our answer was 72. All right, so here is PEMDAS. When you are working through your problems over the next week or two, as we work through our linear equations and order of operations, make sure you're referring back to this page anytime you need help remembering what to do next. All right, guys, check out the next part of the problem, link below.